15-second hook, opening narration. What if the oldest prophecies on Earth were not written by humans at all? What if the stars our ancestors worshipped were watching us, waiting for this moment? Tonight, we uncover cosmic warnings hidden across civilizations, pointing to a future that may already be unfolding. Part 1. Long before cities had names and history was carved into stone, humanity lived beneath a sky that felt alive. Ancient people did not see the stars as distant suns. They believed the heavens were conscious, watching, judging, remembering. When night fell, elders whispered that the sky was listening. Children were warned not to mock the stars, because the stars had ears. Firelight flickered across cave walls as shamans lifted their hands upward, convinced that something ancient and intelligent stared back from the darkness above. In Mesopotamia, where civilization itself first rose from the dust, the Sumerians recorded stories unlike anything else in human history. They did not speak of imaginary gods born from myth, but of beings who descended from the heavens. They called them the Anunnaki. According to clay tablets discovered thousands of years later, these beings came from the sky and changed humanity forever. They taught humans how to measure time, how to read the stars, how to build cities aligned with the heavens. But hidden within these teachings were warnings. The Sumerians believed time moved in great cycles and that humanity had already faced destruction before. Floods, fire from the sky, and a judgment sent by those who once ruled the earth. The tablets describe celestial events with startling accuracy. They mention planets invisible to the naked eye, complex orbital patterns, and long cycles that modern astronomers only recently confirmed. How could ancient people know this? Some researchers suggest they didn't discover it on their own. They were shown. Far across the oceans, the Maya gazed at the same sky and reached the same unsettling conclusion. To them, time was not linear. It was alive. Their calendars were not made to predict harvests alone, but to map cosmic destiny. Stone cities like Tikal and Chichen Itza were built in perfect alignment with solstices and equinoxes. Shadows slithered down pyramid steps during precise moments, creating the illusion of serpents descending from the heavens. To the Maya, these were not tricks of architecture. They were messages. The Maya spoke of previous worlds, destroyed when humanity fell out of harmony with the universe. Their prophecies warned of a future age when the sky would change again. Not the end of the world, but the end of an age. A doorway between cycles. And those who failed to awaken would be left behind. In Egypt, the sky was religion itself. The stars were gods, and the gods came from the stars. The pyramids were not tombs in the modern sense. They were machines, aligned with Orion's belt, believed to be the origin of the gods. Egyptian texts describe the soul of the pharaoh ascending to the heavens, becoming a star among the imperishable ones. But beneath the promises of eternal life were warnings carved into stone, warnings of cosmic imbalance, of times when the sky would fall silent and chaos would return. High above the deserts of North America, the Hopi preserved stories passed down through generations, never written, never altered. They spoke of sky beings who guided humanity through multiple worlds. Each world ended when humans grew greedy, violent, and disconnected from cosmic law. Fire rained from above. The earth shook. Survivors were led into the next age by beings who descended from the sky. The Hopi said signs would appear before the final purification: unnatural stars, shaking land, and a world spinning out of balance. In India, ancient texts describe time on a scale so vast it humbles modern science. The universe breathed in and out through cycles called yugas. Each age rose and fell, ending in destruction before rebirth. The texts spoke of flying machines, weapons that burned like miniature suns, and gods who altered life itself. Humanity, they said, now lives in the darkest age, when truth is hidden and power is abused. But even this darkness was foretold to end, either through awakening or annihilation. Separated by oceans and centuries, these cultures shared the same story, the same fear, the same hope. What if they were not inventing myths, but remembering encounters? Part 2. As humanity advanced, The messages left behind became more precise, more urgent. Across the world, ancient monuments appeared to speak the same language, the language of the sky. Stone circles, pyramids, temples, and mounds were aligned with impossible accuracy. Solstices, equinoxes, eclipses, planetary conjunctions. These structures were not randomly placed. They were timed. Eclipses terrified ancient civilizations. They were moments when the gods intervened directly in human affairs. Records from China, Babylon, and Mesoamerica describe eclipses as warnings, cosmic alarms signaling that balance had been disrupted. Some texts say kings were overthrown after eclipses. Others claim disasters followed. Today, we know eclipses are predictable, but ancient people predicted them too, with precision that still confounds historians. Comets were even more feared. Flaming objects tearing through the sky were seen as messengers of destruction. Ancient Chinese records describe comets appearing before plagues and dynasties collapsing. Sumerian texts speak of celestial weapons crossing the heavens. Could these be memories of impacts, solar events, or something else entirely? Some researchers believe ancient monuments functioned as time markers designed to activate during specific celestial events. Stonehenge aligns with solstices. The Great Pyramid aligns with stellar positions from thousands of years ago. Mayan temples align with Venus cycles. Why Venus? Because it appears repeatedly in ancient texts as a god, a teacher, a bringer of both light and destruction. Venus disappears and reappears in the sky on a predictable cycle. To the ancients, this death and rebirth symbolized cosmic renewal. Some believe advanced beings used Venus as a clock, a celestial signal visible across the globe. Hidden manuscripts deepen the mystery. The Book of Enoch describes beings called the Watchers, who descended from the heavens and taught humanity forbidden knowledge. They showed Enoch the mechanics of the universe, the movement of stars, and the future judgment of Earth. He wrote of a time when knowledge would increase dramatically, when humanity would unlock secrets once reserved for the gods. Sumerian tablets describe humans as a created species, engineered to serve. Not born by accident, but designed. These texts speak openly of genetic manipulation, of mixing divine essence with earthly life. For decades, these ideas were dismissed as myth, until modern DNA research revealed sudden leaps in human evolution, changes too rapid to fit traditional timelines. Lost codices from Mesoamerica, destroyed during conquest, were said to contain star maps and prophecies extending far into the future. Only fragments remain. But those fragments speak of a final age, when humanity would face a test unlike any before. And now, in the modern age, the sky speaks again. Part 3. In the last century, humanity turned telescopes toward the heavens, and the heavens answered in strange ways. NASA images revealed anomalies on Mars that resemble ancient structures. Radio telescopes picked up signals from deep space that follow mathematical patterns. Scientists call them fast radio bursts. Some admit they don't look natural. Space agencies quietly acknowledge objects entering Earth's atmosphere at impossible speeds, performing maneuvers no known technology can achieve. Governments release footage, then fall silent. Whistleblowers speak of recovered materials not made on Earth. At the same time, Earth itself seems restless. Magnetic poles shift. Earthquakes increase. Volcanoes awaken. Ancient prophecies warned that the planet would react when cosmic cycles reach their turning point. Climate patterns destabilize. Ice melts. Fires spread. Floods return. The same elements described in ancient destruction myths rise again. Meanwhile, human technology accelerates at a terrifying pace. Artificial intelligence. Genetic editing. Space colonization. The very knowledge ancient texts said was forbidden is now in our hands. Are we repeating the same mistake? Some researchers believe the prophecies were not meant to prevent disaster, but to measure humanity's response. To see if we choose wisdom over power, unity over control. The sky remains silent. Or perhaps it is waiting. Part 4. Ancient texts warned that humanity would reach a crossroads. A moment when knowledge outpaces wisdom. when the tools of creation can also become tools of extinction. Nuclear fire, engineered viruses, machines that think for us. The Hopi elders said this age would be marked by confusion, division, and false knowledge. Truth would be hidden. Humanity would argue, while the signs appeared overhead. Some believe the gods are not returning as conquerors, but as observers, waiting to see if humanity can transcend its past. Others fear the cycle cannot be broken, that destruction is inevitable. The stars that once guided our ancestors now watch silently as satellites fill the sky. Are they disappointed? Or simply patient? Part 5. Every prophecy ends the same way, not with certainty, but with choice. The ancient messages never said the future was fixed. They said it was earned. If the gods of the sky were visitors from the stars, then their final prophecy may not be about destruction at all, but about transformation. A test of whether humanity is ready to join something greater, or repeat the cycle once more. As we stand beneath the same stars our ancestors feared and worshipped, one question remains. Were the ancient gods watching us then, or are they watching us now? Outro. YouTube closing narration. And so we are left standing exactly where our ancestors once stood, beneath a silent, watchful sky. The stars that guided ancient civilizations still shine above us, unchanged, patient, and full of secrets. The prophecies carved into stone and written in forbidden texts were never meant to frighten us. They were meant to prepare us. If the ancient gods were not gods at all, but visitors from the stars, then their greatest message may not be about the end of the world, but about a choice. A choice between repeating the mistakes of forgotten civilizations, or stepping into a new age of awareness, unity, and cosmic understanding. As modern science uncovers more of the universe, and the signs described by our ancestors begin to echo in our own time, the question grows louder with every passing year. Are we finally living in the era the ancients warned us about? And when the sky speaks again, will humanity be ready to listen? If you enjoyed this journey into ancient cosmic mysteries, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because the truth may not be out there. It may be written in the stars above us. Milky Way.